YouTube. Oh man, this car has so many rare JDM items going on, and some things, people don't even realize what they're looking at when they look at them. So with that being said, it's like, what am I going to review for y'all today? I think I know what we'll do. Give me a minute. Is this thing on? Okay. So last video we did just a simple, quick little unboxing of a JDM Honda Access. Well, supposedly it was supposed to be Honda Access version of a trash bin, which, like I said, it wasn't the OG, but I still think it was pretty nice, even though it wasn't the original one that everybody goes crazy for. So today we're just going to continue on with our little series of rare JDM parts that many people either don't know about or don't recognize. So do you have any clue as to what we're going to do today? I'll give you a minute.
A few moments later.
Okay, well, if you haven't figured it out yet, let me tell you. Now, this is something that, honestly, I get a lot of mixed opinions about. Some people love them to death. Some people can't stand them. When they see them, they be like, oh, man, what is that? What did you do that for? Like, what are those for? So, it all depends on the person, on whether they, have a desire and like these, or whether they just can't stand them. And I mean, it's never no in between. They either really love them or they really hate them. Me, myself, I love them. If you still can't tell what I'm talking about, I'll give you another hint. It's the reason why I put white wheels on the car. You know what I'm saying? Now, how Vanna White do it? Can you tell now what it is? Okay, if you can't, let's just address the elephant in the room. Today, we're gonna go over the Honda Access half seat covers, okay? Now, once again, we're gonna go to the Honda Access book, and we're gonna be on page, a new page finally, not 14 or 13. We're gonna be on page 6. And they're right here in the Honda Access magazine. Now, if you can see, the half seat covers, they go for 11,000 yen. Now, that comes out to about $75 USD. Now, here's the problem. Just like the pillow, remember the $900 pillow? If you want to get a set of these, it's going to break the bank. Let me tell you, if you can see in the phone on the camera, I have the ones in the rear. Now, I'm missing the one over here because I took it off to do this review for you. But when I tell you, I've known people that have searched for 6 years just to find the ones in the rear.
Who's calling that shit?
Again, hold on a minute. Okay, sorry about that, y'all, but I mean, mom called, you gotta answer. So, mom, you on video now. Love you. I answered your call. We'll talk when I get done, all right? Cool. Now, back to what I was saying. So, I know people that have searched for literally 6 years just to find the rear, never mind the front. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's 2 type of seats, well, actually 3 type of seats that you can have in your EK. I mean, there's probably more if you want to get creative, but there's 3 that most people recognize. You have the regular factory seats, which have just the, the simple headrest that's closed in, okay? And then you have the EK4 seats, which have, the hole in the headrest like the SI, and you can either get the confetti, which is what I have, or you can get the blue wave, which is what some other people tend to get. Now, what I'm saying to you is, if you want the Honda Access seat covers, that have just a regular headrest with no hole in the middle, they're not too bad. You might pay around $300 or $400 for the set, and you'll have the front and rear. Now, if you want the ones with the hole in the middle, be prepared to pay at least $1,300 to $1,400.
Damn!
Now that's a lot of money for some simple old seat covers. But believe it or not, they're OEM. They're very rare. So, now you mainly see them in like the CRVs and the EFs. And like I said, for a lot of times, people thought that they didn't even make them for the EK. I'm not going to lie to you. I was completely flabbergasted when I seen a complete set for the EK and I was able to put it together. Now, the crazy part is I had to get the front from one person, and then I had to wait a certain amount of years, and out of nowhere, a guy from Malaysia hit me up, and he was actually in the junkyard over there, and he saw the EK that had the rears. So I got them from him, and I had to put the set together from 2 different people. But total, to put the set together, yeah, it was very, very expensive. Now, worth it, in my opinion, yes, because this is something that you go to shows and meets and stuff like that, and you don't see every day. Now, believe it or not, this is what you're paying that type of money for. This lace cover like this, okay? Now, if you have any questions about it, I'm going to see if I can get this to zoom in and focus. But if you can, you see the H there, okay? So at that point right there, it's what we say. It's OEM, okay? So now, the reason why I want to show you this H, where's it at? And stress it to you, look closely as you can, is because let me tell you something. The jokes I hear about these seat covers is crazy, okay? So now that we see that they're in the Honda Access magazine right here, and they have the H on them, which we're going to show you again, because God knows I hear it all the time, okay? There's the H once again, okay? I have heard everything to they look like the doilies that you put on the kitchen table from your grandma. I've heard it look like something that my grandma knit together for me to put on the car. Something that old people just did in general.
Who you calling old?
Not saying that only old people knit, but I'm just saying the type of things that I've heard. Okay? But it's none of the above. It's actually OEM stuff that you're seeing in the car. And even when it comes down to these, they are OEM. All right? Now, like I said, they're the whole reason why, excuse me, I put white rims on the car, because I said, you know what? With these seat covers, and they're only the half seat covers, so they don't cover the whole seat. It only covers half. But I said, you know what? With these seat covers, they make such a bold statement, because they're white. So I already said, by these being white, we need something on the outside, to make a bold statement as well, Here's the headrest. I'll throw it on in a second. Oh, and that's another thing. While I got it in my hand, might as well talk about it. That's something else I get teased about. So first thing they say is, well, those things aren't going to be worth that much later on. I don't see the point in you having plastic on it. Well, I'll tell you why I have plastic on the headrest, okay? As many people know, as long as you're human that I know of anyway, we sweat. Our hair, we have mousse, grease, all types of stuff in our hair that we use, products. So when you got something like a white headrest, if you're in the car and you're laying back relaxing, if you're sweating or something, when you go to get up, then something like this could happen. That's the reason why I try to keep plastic over the headrest, just to prevent stains and stuff like that from happening and getting on them, okay? That's it. I'm not trying to preserve them because I think they're going to be worth millions of dollars later on. It's nothing like that. I'm literally just trying to keep them as clean, as fresh as possible, because with them being white, it's literally hard to... Wait, no, that's not pause. It's literally a difficult thing to try to keep white as clean as possible. I want to say like week and a half to 2 weeks, I take them off and I just hand wash them, you know, and then I just sit them back on here, just trying to preserve them and keep them as white as I possibly can for as long as I possibly can, okay? So, yeah, that's all I got for you today. I wanted to finally do this review. A lot of people have actually said to me, when you going to explain that? When you going to explain the headrest? When you going to explain those covers? Like, I want to know what those are. So I said, you know what? What better day than today to finally knock it out and get it done for you, okay? So like, comment, subscribe, keep it simple, keep it humble, keep it you. And you know what's crazy? Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all because I didn't even have necessarily the best day today. But like I said, and like I always say, y'all gonna get this content and y'all gonna like it. See y'all in the next one.